What's up, everybody? Come and hang out with the guys from Live from the Cave as we talk about the difference between honesty and transparency, as well as how did communicative men suddenly become sassy and whiny. We're going to unpack that and a few more things. Come on back and hang out with us for sure. You don't have to be alone. Never have to be. Other guys have come, baby, baby. Baby, can't you see I wanna be every man you need? Yo. And we're back. Like we never left.
Like we never left.
What's going on,
Okay.
good people? How y'all doing? I'm gonna introduce
Amazing.
y'all to the people in a minute, but I just wanted to say hello to your handsome faces. You doing all right?
We're good. We're good.
Let me stop trying to be cool. I got my glasses on, but I'm nearsighted, so I can't see a damn thing. When I got I need to have them on for the aesthetic, you know.
Yeah. Robert, what's wrong with your screen? It looks a little short.
I knew you were going to say something. I knew you were gonna...
I'm just saying.
I knew you were going to say it.
Man, glad to see y'all. Good to see y'all. I'm gonna do a quick roundtable introduction for those that might not know who your handsome faces are, and I'll start with the lover of life, representing the Hazard Group and a whole bunch of other things, mentoring programs and multi-lane entrepreneurship when it comes to marriage, and our own Robert Hazard with his platinum beard. And then I'm gonna go cross corner to the one, the only, the stress reliever, Randy Stress, known as the neighborhood troublemaker.
The friendly neighborhood troublemaker.
Yeah, good to
That's
see
right,
you, brother. And then of course, I gave him this name, so I take claim for it.
You did.
Our own Renaissance man. I ain't got time to tell you all the stuff he does, but it is and will always be Glenn Murray.
I have to pay him every time he calls me Renaissance man.
That's right.
Like a royalty.
That's the reason I try to say it so frequently. And I am your humble host. I do a little of this, I do a little of that. My name is Sean Mason. So now we all good. Everybody knows
awesome.
who we are if they didn't know. But if
Yeah.
you've been following the cave for the 4+ years we've done this, you already know who we are. And you rock with us, and you're still rocking with us, and we're so humbled and glad and appreciative. We've already got a few guests planned for these upcoming episodes. I just got off with Kennery Smith, author, bassist, all-around intellectual. So Kennery will be joining us at some point this season, and we're looking forward to getting Mel Robb back in the cockpit with us. And shout out to Mel, who's still recovering from some losses and doing what grown people have to do. But we love you, brother, and we look forward to getting you back into the conversation. So, anybody got anything, man, they want to share before we get into the topics? I'm drinking as usual.
We know. I want to say thank you to everybody.
Like every day, I'm drinking as usual on the show.
What else is new? Yeah. I want to say thank you to everybody that's following us on YouTube. That was nice. We're approaching, I think, 80,000 views since we landed there about 3 or 4 months ago. We should have done this years ago. But
That's crazy,
we
man.
appreciate that. Few thousand, about 1,100 followers, something like that. We just need more. So like and follow. We appreciate you.
Yeah. And Glenn, do you want to speak at all on the reason we switched to a different platform so that we could, be a little more user friendly when it comes to YouTube?
Yeah, we just wanted to have a way that you could catch not just the whole show, but even shorts and some of the best parts of each show. So a lot of our shorts are on there. Can you believe we did over 100, I think close to 120 shows in the last 5 years? I got like 89 other shows that I'm chopping up and actually loading to the YouTube page.
Crazy, dude, because I was talking to somebody about the show and I met them post the cave, and so they weren't really up on the cave, and I was telling them about it, and then I started looking for episodes to send, and it went back like 5 years.
Mhm.
And 5 years.
Yep.
Was that 5 years ago?
It was almost
Crazy.
6. Yep.
Yeah. So hey man, it's amazing. It's amazing that and it's going to be an interesting segue into one of the things that I want to talk about too. And Justin is going to hate me. Justin is our amazing producer, and he's going to hate me for this because
he's all right. I don't know about amazing. It'll go to his head.
Yeah.
You'll never be a Roger Jackson, Justin. You'll never, never.
Yeah, but you probably would rather Roger put you in a headlock than Justin. With the guns he's showing off. Maybe I'll wait. I don't want to come out the gate the new season pissing Justin off, and then suddenly, all of a sudden, I keep missing off the screen. But let's talk about a couple of things, man. Hey, man.
Here we go.
As usual, I'm always keeping my ear to the ground for things that I can bring back and talk to you guys about. And I watched a video of a young lady talking about the difference between honesty and transparency. I didn't really think that there was a huge difference between the two on the surface. And I'm still not sure I do. But I certainly want to hear your take on it. And I will tell you where I think she was coming from. In her mind, transparency volunteers the unnecessary. Transparency leaves no room for you to ask questions. Honesty, you can navigate honesty to still conceal some things, like, is that a chocolate pie? Yeah, I'm being honest when I say it's a chocolate pie. I might be being transparent if I say it came from a country that you wouldn't want to eat a pie from. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of the way that I got it. Like her example was asking like your mate who they went to dinner with, and the mate including everybody except the person that he knows or she knows would be a problem. So one is honest, but one isn't as transparent as it could be. Now there's a rebuttal, I think, for the way men are kind of designed when it comes to that, because men don't like to share unnecessary shit. That's just not the way we are. So it might be somebody there that you didn't care to be there, but if the man could care less, he doesn't really count it. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't care to discuss it. He's not factoring in the fact that whether it matters to you or not, they would want to know it. So that's the transparency part. So, Randy, you got a scowl on your face. Talk to me. What is there a difference? Do you think there's a difference? Have you had any experiences where you're kind of like, okay, it seems like transparency is more forthright, maybe, in her mind?
Yeah, transparency is telling every single solitary thing that happens, which in all actuality, that almost never happens, because most people, like you said, don't think about stuff that's not important. Because if you ask me who was at dinner, if you only know 3 out of the 5 people, I'm only going to mention the 3 people and say, and some other people. It's not that I'm trying to hide it. It's just, you don't know the other one, so what's the point of it? So I kind of get where that's going, but it's still a weird perspective.
And in a sense, I get where they're coming from. But it's kind of like, you don't get to decide what's important enough for me to know. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's you going, okay, that's not important enough for you to know, but you don't know how I feel about it because you didn't offer it. And maybe it's something that I wanted. I know a married couple that has gone through that quite a bit. I mean, like, they had a real blow up because they were at an event. The husband went to an event that somebody that had tried to holler at him was at. And when the wife found out secondhand that this lady was there, she was upset because he didn't tell her that the lady was there. And he didn't tell her because he didn't care. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so it becomes
that's different. Now
that's different to me.
Totally different. That's something.
Break it down.
You know, your girl didn't like this person because they tried to holler at you. That's the first person you should have said was here and explain why.
Right.
To me, that's not being.
That's the transparency piece of it.
That's a lie. That's just flat out
You
That's
just kind of hid the truth. You told
yeah.
half truth.
But what if he never even engaged the person, never had a conversation with them?
Doesn't matter.
But knowing how
Did he
women,
know she was going to be there? Did he know
yeah,
she was going to
Yep.
be there?
Yeah.
knowing how women think,
Doesn't.
he showed up.
Yeah.
You got to say something.
Yep.
You got to.
You got to say something. She gonna be like, "What?
Because
She was there, and you didn't say nothing."
She was coming. I looked
Yeah.
up.
Right.
She was there. You know.
And she was
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it keeps you
Glenn,
out of that whole what you trying to. Now she's like, well, what were you hiding? Are you trying to get with her? You know, you're opening
Right.
yourself up to problems.
and that's part of the problem, that not being transparent gives the impression of hiding something, and then once you give the impression that you're hiding something, all bets are off.
Yeah.
You're not going to hit the reset button, because in that person's mind they're going to always think, not only were you hiding something, but there was a reason that you chose to hide it. Now what's the damn reason? You know what I'm saying? Glenn, you haven't said too much about it. What do you think?
I think sometimes transparency can be oversharing. There might be some stuff that you just
Maybe
don't need to hear.
I'm like Cat Williams. I don't think I
Yeah.
want to share.
Because, yeah, like, you know, you could be like, I'm a sound sleeper, but that's because you snore in your sleep and everybody, wake everybody else up. I don't need, that's oversharing.
Glenn, transparency is, honesty is you grateful that you have a spouse that cooks. Transparency is that she really don't cook well.
She don't cook good. Yeah. Ooh, I love that she cooks. I wish she knew how.
Right.
That's
So
the transparency part.
you glad she's willing to feed you,
Right.
but the experience leaves something.
Right. She gets an A for effort, but an F for quality.
And
You know, that's
her
that's too
recipes,
much
her
oversharing.
recipes get Fs, you know. Yeah, I get it. I think that's one of those things. Who was it that mentioned oversharing? You,
Me.
Glenn?
Yeah.
And I think it comes down to you knowing your mate. You know, because I've definitely been in some situations where I was good not knowing that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now, here's the difference, and this might be hypocritical. If I ask you that, I want your 100%
Right.
transparency.
Right. But I think you meet somebody on the first night, I don't need to know your entire history. And some people would call that honesty.
Mel might say different.
Mel, well, yeah, because Mel checking credit and all kinds of things before he was married, of course.
Before the bill comes, and
yeah,
luckily he doesn't. He's out of that.
Yeah, he probably uses like the background check thing too. He probably used a lot of different stuff. He probably is a spokesperson for it.
You know. Yeah, man. Hey, so I'll be real transparent right now, and I'm not even trying to be funny. That wasn't for you.
Okay.
I was online maybe 2 nights ago, and you guys might be like me. Do you have any friends, man?
A dating site, or
no?
You just met online?
It was good, Robert. I didn't say anything about a dating site.
Nice,
oh, okay. You said online. I was just thinking.
That was a shot.
I was just thinking.
Online could have been a whole lot of things.
Could have been porn. I mean, could have lied.
I see where we are.
He could have been on his OnlyFans page or something.
Yeah, could have.
Men in hats with beards.
Yeah.
Could have been trying to, funds to the hazard group just to
Yeah.
my friend,
Yeah. Thank you, man. Thank you. Thank you.
But I wasn't.
I know. Thank God.
I'm on Facebook, and I don't know if you guys are like me, but both men and women, it's not gender specific, but I have friends, and I go, that person doesn't realize that they hate women.
Yeah.
Or that woman doesn't realize they hate men.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And so, and it ain't my responsibility to try to make you embrace that reality. But I also say, when you present yourself a certain way, you can't be mad at me for drawing my conclusions about who you are and how you are. Right? So I have a friend who I think, and they try to paint it in a lighthearted kind of way, but I have a friend who has a real thing with men, right? If you ask me, that's my opinion. They hate men. 85% of their posts are somehow dragging men, emasculating men. Happen by their page. And I wish I could I tried to find the original post because I was telling somebody that usually I see stuff on social media and I might not be fond of it, but it doesn't anger me. You know what I'm saying? Like I saw this and it actually like angered me. I was like, this is really foul to be putting out here. And the post itself, paraphrasing it, it said something like, women are out here looking over their back, worrying about being attacked, worrying about who they can trust, all these, major things, on this side of the Me Too movement and all that stuff that women are dealing with on a regular basis. And men are on podcasts or something. I just might have made the podcast part. But they're on podcasts, whining about not having somebody that can cook or something like that. That didn't upset me as much as the comments did. In the comments, one of the women referred to men like that as sassy. And then the other woman referred to men as BANs, which I quickly put together to be bitch ass.
Yeah.
And my immediate thought was, I remember when men not communicating was the problem. I remember when we didn't share our feelings or our thoughts, and we kept them to ourselves, and we said we were okay when we weren't. That was the problem. You're detached. You're not available. You're emotionally unavailable. You don't talk to me. And I'm curious, how did we get to the man that you said you wanted is now a sassy bitch ass N-word?
It's a pivot.
I'm totally confused by that.
It's a pivot that immature women use to not take accountability for their own actions. And I say that because 27 and under saying all men ain't no good is a childish mindset, but you're still young and you're learning. 27 up saying that is an immature woman. A woman saying the men that I've chosen haven't been good for me is a woman who's actually mature, which you don't find a lot that actually say that. And to me, it is like I always tell women when they say men are the problem. Gay men get married, they have a 17% divorce rate. Straight people get married, they have a 52% divorce rate. When lesbians get married, there's a 75% divorce rate, and they have the highest rate of domestic batteries. Clearly, the problem is women and how they think and the inability to take accountability for things that they do. And some are going to be mad at me for saying that, but I say the same thing to guys when I see them on social media. Women, the women you chose, the women you keep picking, the women you keep looking at. Let's be mature about this. It's your choices that make the problem. It's not the other people. Unless you slept with everybody, which I'm pretty sure nobody has, the problem could be you.
Will Chamberlain.
Right. You got to look within, and nobody wants to look within these days. Everyone wants to blame and talk trash.
Now, Randy's got a good point. The common denominator, men and women, this is equal opportunity, BS. Common denominator for you talking about all the no good women is you, because you chose them. Common denominator for all the no good men is you. If all you know are no good men, you're the problem. If all you know,
got to change your circle.
No good women, then you're the problem. It's kind of like being around broke people. Then you better find some better friends, because you're going to be broke too. So,
and then before you jump in here on it, it's like, why are you recruiting? If that's what you believe and that's what you feel, believe that shit on your own and carry the banner. But why do you need to get online and try to recruit people to believe the foolishness that you believe?
Misery.
Why can't you? What'd you say?
Misery loves company. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Always. It's a community.
That goes for men and women.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because I'm the first person to say, hey, I believe we all should be challenged. But of course, some of us can't be challenged without being insulted. So, you challenge a man or challenge a woman and they think that you're coming for them. And when in actuality, you're saying, no, here's an area that I personally believe that you have some growth opportunity.
Right.
And
but
humble about it. You can grow, in this area because you're a little Neanderthalish. in the way that you're
But
thinking
I,
about this.
I always say people who like to tell it like it is never like it when like it is told to them.
That's true. Yeah.
That's true. Think about it.
That was actually a good one, Glenn. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
they
have
don't
to
though.
use that
Somebody
one.
that's
Yeah,
always, well,
yeah,
this who I am. I'm telling it like it is. When
yeah,
you tell them something, all
yeah,
of a sudden there's a problem.
yeah.
You didn't
Robert,
Give
feel
it.
I don't
like
think you're gonna get away. I'm curious. Have you experienced, heard it? There's some people, man. There's some Facebook groups I've gotten out of because I'm like, why are you letting this person bleed all over this group because they're unhealed and they're trying to pull people with them? Have you had experiences like that?
Yeah, I have. But I think that Randy kind of hit it all together when we talked about, the transparency piece of it, the vulnerability piece of it, has to happen because somebody, it's either him or her. There's some emotional stuff going on with them that where he can't really be himself.
Yeah.
In terms of talking, because we have to walk on eggshells and things like that in our relationships, as opposed to being, just telling it like it is
Yeah. Yeah.
and just saying, "Hey, this is it."
I
Yeah, I saw her.
I saw it.
What about it?
still want to come home to you.
Yeah, she was there. So what you gonna do?
Right.
What you gonna do?
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
advising you to do that because I wouldn't do that. But just saying.
unless that's
Say
the
it.
time that you're ready to leave. You can say that if
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. You're leaving
Man,
right.
I'm
In
saying
your
no.
car. In your car when
And
you like on the road or
yeah,
something.
and guns have been put away.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, it's just a tough situation, man. And I will admit that the few months that we have not been moving around and doing the show and having our discussions, it's almost like racism. You when you were little, you were like, okay, when I get older, it's gonna be better. It's not gonna be as bad as it, And as I look around, man, I feel like it's worse. It's almost like the way racist white people have become emboldened under this governmental leadership. There's this thing now, and I own the fact that my algorithm is probably specific to me. So I hear women say these same things are happening to them from the voices of men. I don't see that because maybe my algorithm doesn't feed me that, right? But it's become almost such a hopeless thing. I thought it would be better over time, and maybe it just has to get even worse,
Yeah. I think
before it starts to get better.
what told me it wasn't gonna get better, there was a show we did. It was a clip. And this was from the WGN show. And I think we were even making a joke about it or something where some about women being the prize. Some of the most hateful comments about each one of us. I mean, they tore us apart personally, the way we dressed, the way we looked. Like
Really? We're dressed?
they attacked our sexuality. This was
Oh, Robert, you had on that yellow nipple.
Was I on
well,
that
yeah,
show?
Robert, yours may have been earned a little
Was
bit
I
with your
on that
dress.
show?
No, this was on WGN. This Mel was on. It was me and
I'm
Mel.
about to go
Yeah,
cut some motherfuckers
they
out.
talked about us so bad. I think it was like TikTok or something. But I mean, I was
Mhm.
like, I almost took it down because I almost felt some kind of way.
Well, now
Yeah.
we might get some flack for this, but Glenn, be honest. Now we have had some ladies be unnecessarily nasty.
Right. But then you miss the shows where we hail women and we talk about the women in our lives, where we talk
Mhm.
about the influences of our mothers. We talk about the influences of our female friends. We talk about how wonderful they are. 99% of the time, we are praising the women in our lives. And that's part of the algorithm though, because the
Check this
negative
out,
stuff
Glenn.
rises to the top.
Check this out. Even when we're not praising women, we're never bashing them.
No, never.
Never bashing them. We're never bashing women. Like I said, I think we all deserve to be challenged. So I think if there is something that's clearly fractured
Yeah, but
in your culture, your mindset, but people experience stuff the way they want to experience it. So I can try to challenge you, and you can filter that through me, like attacking your character
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
I had a fallout recently with a male friend about a difference in opinion that we had about something that he was hypersensitive about, and he felt like I was attacking his character, and I kept saying, "No, that's not what I'm
What do they say?
saying. I'm saying this." And once you decide you want something to mean a particular thing,
It means that.
nobody's going to be able to talk you out of it. So
True.
I'm saying, no, I don't mean that. I mean this. And that person couldn't hear anything differently. And so I think women sometimes, once they get that feeling, and again, maybe it's the algorithm, but I've never seen on social media any man bashing women the way I see women bash me. And I know I'm going to get in trouble for saying that, but I'm just being honest about the algorithm that I see. It's
As long as it's you getting in trouble, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
I was gonna say a hit dog.
Yeah, you're
I've
fine,
gotten in
Sean.
enough trouble. We did
Yeah.
there was a new clip we talked about of all the stuff that happened to us for being on the show. How many
Mhm.
rooms we got kicked out of and how much we got attacked after the
it,
shows.
it started, but you know what's so
That's why
funny?
we don't do live shows no more, because y'all can't catch us now. You can see this and you can't catch me. I ain't live now. You can send me an email, I might get it. I might
They
get your
don't know
little
what
tweet.
state you in right now.
Yeah, right.
But what's amazing, man, is that it started immediately, and it's like that weird circumstance that tells us why this show is necessary, because our feelings, our opinions aren't aren't valued. They're bothersome. They're an annoyance. And so I'm actually trying to plan a little something. I don't know if you saw my post from last night that I sent out to women specifically, to single women specifically. And then I have a post that I need to do with men, but I'm planning something in my head that I'll probably be looking for you to help me curate. But I just that brings me to the third thing I want to talk about. We're broken. It's clear. Some of us get lucky. We find our Keishas. We find our Moniques. We find, 4 or 5 different people if we rob her.
I knew you were about to say something. I knew it. I could tell,
Too
Randy.
easy.
I could tell that he
That
was
was too
going
easy.
there with me.
Perfectly
Yeah.
random.
Yeah. I knew he was going there, Randy.
Wait, I couldn't hear what he said. What'd you say?
That was some of my best work. Did I set that up
You
beautifully?
That was
set
the
up
best setup
wonderfully.
I've ever seen. Yeah.
That is,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you've done a lot of good setups, Sean, but
And
that
I've
one
done
is
Yeah.
up there in your top
And,
3.
that one
yeah.
shine.
And I knew it was coming.
Um, um, the question is going to sound cliche, but I really mean it from the bottom of my heart. And I don't know if I've asked it in other seasons of the cave, but how do we fix this?
First of all,
How do we fix this?
Randy's
we
got an
got to
opinion.
get men and women, because with this whole date out our race thing that people keep fighting about, 17% of black women, 17% of black men date out of our race. Stop worrying about the ones that ain't there and focus on the ones that are there. We got this bad habit of trying to pull everybody in. Save the ones that want to be saved. Once you get to that point where you realize everybody ain't for this victory, worry about
Mm-hmm.
who you are. We'll have a much better time figuring out each other, because we spend so much time worrying about the negative, because the negative makes the most noise. But I don't pay attention to that. I'm like, I don't care who you date. You ain't got to bash black women because you don't want to date a black woman. Just take that over there. And then I tell black women, don't worry about them. Stop getting on their if you stop getting on their sites bitching and yelling about what they're saying, then they'll fall off. And you ain't got to worry about them no more. And then you can focus on the good men who are here trying to do something right with you. And I say that to men.
Because you would think we don't exist. It's almost like, it's almost like it's done at the expense of men, which is hurtful. Like you can be amazing, and it doesn't have to be at the expense of men. You can just be amazing. You know what I'm saying? But I'm sure they feel the same way. I trust and believe your feelings are valid, even though I don't get to experience that the way you do. But I do know that it was so bad I used to screenshot it. I had a folder of screenshot posts on social media that women that I knew personally that would maybe brush it off as funny or jokey, but for me, the dilemma is so serious. I don't find it funny. So even when you do it in a manner in which you're trying to be funny, it's not funny for me because it's way too dire. You know what I'm saying? It's way too dire. But I'm curious. I mean, Robert, you know, you've had a lot of wives. How do you think we could fix it? I'm
You keep trying to come for me, huh? Okay. All right. Yeah.
You've got a lot of
Well,
experience with.
He came, he
yeah.
parked, and now he's ready.
Yeah.
I know
He's ready
he
now,
pitched the
right?
tent.
No, I'm
Yeah.
He
just
actually
messing
pitched.
with you.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
do want to know if you think it can be fixed, where you think the fix exists. If you think we should just pick up our ball and go home, I would have said pick up our balls and go home, but that would have been
That
way
would have
too.
been wrong. But no, you know what? I
Um,
admire Robert because you actually did this three. You did something 3 times that I
dude,
said I was only going to do
he
Yeah.
once.
Yeah.
he has
Seriously,
Yeah.
never let anybody or anything
truth.
make his
Yeah, and that's a
faith
real compliment
in,
because
Yeah.
for
in
you,
black
Yeah.
women waver. And while we mess with him, that is something to be championed for.
yeah,
You know what I'm
for
saying?
real.
Because here's the truth: we all love black women. You know what I'm saying? And so, dude, brother, I know we mess with you, but man, if black women don't realize how hard you rock with them, like every time you go back to the well, nope, this is what I
I'm a
want.
lover of life. I'm a lover of love,
And love
and
of
I'm gonna keep
sisters.
trying to find it. And I
Yep.
really do because I don't
Yeah.
know that I would have the strength to do that. I'd be real pissed off after about, you know, I was mad at my imaginary wife, Janet Jackson. So you can only imagine a real divorce.
Hey man, one bad
Former
relationship can change your
ex-wife for
outlook
that.
forever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
there's some people that the venom that they're spewing
Yep.
is from one bad relationship.
Right.
Just one.
Right.
Yeah. And we all know, well, you all may not. Divorces are expensive. But
I've
know
heard.
that.
I've heard
but
from
I
my
think
divorced parents, a bunch of divorces between
but
them.
I think it does take some vulnerability where you've got to have that discussion to kind of talk about, hey, what are we trying to do here? And we talked about Mel doing the credit check early. We got to have these kind of conversations with the women that we're pursuing or interested in early so that we can kind of just let them move on if they're not the one that we want to be with.
That's a you know that's really another topic that we could unpack, to be honest with you as well, Robert, because and I think I've talked about this before and I don't want to unpack it now. We can maybe put it in the parking lot and get back to it another time. But um we're so preoccupied with this whole notion of equally yoked.
Yeah.
And the truth is we're actually using it incorrectly.
Incorrectly. Yeah.
Mhm.
Equally
Yeah.
yoked doesn't mean what you get all these people pushing and posturing about.
You mean church people
Mhm.
use terms incorrectly, like the Bible?
Oh,
What are you trying to say, Sean?
Yeah.
yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Like when they trying to get on Pornhub, they can't spell. But equally yoked is not about being strong in the same area that your partner is.
Mhm.
It's about being able to balance where your partner is weak and you're strong. And to
Mhm.
me, that's an even bigger statement about us because we're so selfish and we're so self-indulgent that
Mhm.
we come across someone that could be good for us, but because they're not strong where we are strong, we decide before we decide to give them what we got, Glenn, we decide to cast them away because they don't have what we have. And I think that is a huge human frailty. Like I can't wait. Well, I've kind of given up on it now, but I couldn't wait to share whatever strength that I had with my wife.
Mhm.
Right.
I had one so that we could have these things together. And then whatever areas that she was strong in that I wasn't, I was prepared to humble myself and say, okay, babe, teach me this, because
Yeah.
there were people that I thought were better with money
Right.
than me or better budgeting or better, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, give me that shit. I want it.
But
You
the
know what I'm
only way
saying?
you get strong is to admit where you're weak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
first. That is the first step. Recognition is the first step to recovery. So if you don't
Mhm.
recognize and admit your weaknesses, then you're always going to push away the things that actually will make you stronger. You won't
Yeah.
And
realize them because you can't see past your own pride
Yeah.
and see
Yeah.
your shortcomings. So that's part of
you
the
know,
problem. To your point, Robert, sitting down and saying, "Where are we?
mm-hmm,
Here's what I'm
mm-hmm,
not good at." You
mm-hmm,
know,
And I know you are.
and I know you
Can
are
you
mm-hmm.
can
exactly.
you help me? Can
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
know?
that's what brings us or should bring us together from a bonding perspective. But there are situations where you can tell a woman I'm weak at this, and based off of how she's come up, how she's been
All she'll
raised,
hear
or
is weak,
yep,
weak.
and then she'll be like, huh, she's gonna go in for the kill with you, or you
Beneath
shouldn't
her.
do
You're
this.
beneath her,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
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 And that's unfortunate. But you asked the question, what do we do? How do we get better at it? I think the answer becomes, hey, let's talk about it. Let's see what we can do. And it can't be in a large group setting. It has to be a small group setting. It's maybe me and you, or me and some other couples, and we kind of have that discussion.
How do we get that message out to a larger, because that's along the lines of what I'm thinking about
Mm-hmm.
working on. So how do we get that conversation out, and not in some polarized way like tonight's conversation and all of that?
Yeah.
Because to me, a lot of the questions that are asked in those settings are from broken people
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
that are looking for a highlight reel, that if
Mm-hmm.
hasn't given you the answer to your question, then you probably need to move on. You're answering it in this polarized
Yeah.
atmosphere, and it just shows to me how much work you haven't done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You could ask that question. You know what I'm saying? So how do we get that message out, though, Robert? How do we share it?
I still think that we have to have it in our small groups. We have to have it in the small groups. It could be 10 people or less,
Mm-hmm.
that are willing to be vulnerable and have these kind of discussions. And the other thing too with that, because I've been thinking of these kinds of things,
Yeah.
you have a mixture of people. You have those that have been married for X amount. I don't know if that's where you're going with your show, but
Mm-hmm.
but you've got to have some experts in communication, in the relationship piece of it, in the vulnerability piece of it,
Mm-hmm.
in the
Facilitation.
yeah,
Some facilitation.
yeah, in that will do it for you.
Yeah, and you got to
Yeah,
have
when I
people
have
willing to
ideas.
let their guard down and
Yep.
come in without um, ego or pride or defensive
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
or coming
Mm-hmm.
in defensive, because that's a
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
problem too. You can't have
Yeah.
an
It is,
honest,
and
transparent.
that's an energy I don't want in this particular thing that I'm considering.
Mm-hmm.
I want everybody that's engaged to be someone who sees the value in the other side. And you're not interested in having any conversation about what they do or don't do or do or
Mm-hmm.
can't do, but you want
Mm-hmm.
to have conversations about how we take those realities and marry them and make them coalesce so that we can move forward in a better state. So,
Mm-hmm.
like, and there are some people I've reached out to, some ladies, and then I'm going to reach out to some guys, and some of the ladies that have already responded, going, yeah, you're not going to make the cut because I've seen you. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Okay.
On yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I know the kind of energy that I'm looking for, and you're not it,
Mm-hmm.
because what fascinates me is how people position themselves on social media and then cry victim when you look at them a certain way. Like
Yeah.
you put yourself
That's
out.
a tough one.
Yeah. So
That's a tough one.
there's a really particular focus, nothing but love energy that I'm looking for. And that doesn't mean that you think the other side is perfect. I
Mm-hmm.
love me some black women. Black women
Me
have
too.
dragged my ass. You know what I'm saying? But I still love me some black women. And if I were to be able to choose one for myself, it would without question be a black woman.
I know some.
Even
Yeah,
though I've suffered, you know, but that's who I date. So that's who I would suffer it from,
Mm-hmm.
and because they're the only people that I engage in that space. But yeah, so it's hey man, we got we got a little over 5 minutes I think before we get out of here, and so I'm gonna lighten it up.
time flies.
I'm gonna lighten
Woo.
it up.
We're back on the horse.
Mhm.
Pretty good.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
lighten it up. So I had an experience, man. I've actually had this twice, and I'm humble enough to say maybe it's me, right? Um,
Yeah,
yeah, you would.
yeah. It's
Um,
you.
but I've had a couple of maybe only two that I can think of. Me as a single guy, there's a lady that catches my eye, and I know somebody that knows the lady, and I make my interest known to the person that knows us both.
Mm.
I feel
And
like there
that
should be some
person,
music behind this story.
Yeah.
I can
I
add
was
to it
like,
now, you know.
yeah. I was like,
Um, and
that's where you went wrong.
that was that was good, Robert.
Good one.
Um, and so I asked the person, "Hey, what's up with such and such a, and they say, "Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. As far as I know, she's single." Woo, woo, woo. And I'm like, "Well, yeah, I've been, kind of, checking that person out and woo, woo, woo." But they never make a move to make the connection on your behalf. Is that something that you find offensive? Do you feel like maybe they just want to stay out of it, or do you feel like they think you're not a good catch, right?
See,
Um,
Are
okay,
these
well,
multiple choice answers?
no.
The
it's how
question.
you think it may look. And who was it that mentioned the music? Let me see. Here we go. Where'd it go? I thought I had it. Oh, I thought I had it.
Well, that's
I hear
yeah.
it.
We
Yeah,
hear it a little bit
I
now.
hear it now.
You,
That's the theme
yeah,
song.
you. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, we need a little background music. I got us covered, Justin. I got us covered on the music. But but
Nice.
but how would that make you feel? What would you think? I can think of two people that I was like, because you're kind of looking for somebody that knows the person. Oh, such and such, no, and you make your interest know. Yeah, yeah, yeah. She's real cool. Yeah,
So,
she's single and no, she got two kids and da 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 da. And you like,
but
and
see,
they're
for
like,
all my wingman skills, and I take credit for hooking up a lot of people, I will not hook up two friends because that
really?
is the one. That's the one line I draw.
Is it
Because
because you feel like you're in the middle of it
yes,
then?
because you are in the middle. You are, and if you're close to both of them, it's like okay, they break up. It don't work out. You introduce them.
Right.
Because
Then
why
he
would you
Yeah,
decides
and
tell
you
he
know that
me?
take. Then it
happens.
becomes awkward. And this has happened. This has happened. And I stayed completely out of it. Yeah,
See, I don't see how you feel like you're in the middle though.
you do. If you're close to both of them, you are. This situation was like,
I mean, emotionally, I get you being in the middle, but
right.
in
But this
terms
was
of
two
being
friends of
connected
20
to
years
the
each.
success of it or not, you know what I'm saying? I don't,
No,
I don't
because
know
it's
that.
because if one is confiding in you how they feel about the other person, and maybe you know that this other person isn't feeling them or they're feeling somebody else, then you got to either deliver that news, or if that person happens to be single, then you really need to
Hmm.
stay out of it because then they're looking, and then this person is over here. You put them together, and then it doesn't work. You just have to stay out of it. Now, if I don't know the person that well, all
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
like
yeah.
somebody comes to an event, and there, with your camera, and you come whisper to me, I want to sop up like with a biscuit, which that's what that's what Sean would probably say at an event.
No, I'm way cooler than that. I'm way cooler.
I know. But
Well,
you express your interest, then yeah, I would say something to that person. Yes.
Yeah,
Or I would figure out
if
ways to maneuver to put you together in certain situations where you can go on and take the initiative and talk to her, she talk to you, then you figure it out. You make it work. You make it
it's
do
you
what
know
it do.
that
hey Robert.
that that's exactly it, Glenn. One of my boys, we were out at an event, and I was telling him about a lady that I had seen on social media that I figured he might know, and I'm like, hey, what do you think? What's the situation? Blah blah blah. And he's like, well, yeah. I know her. I think she'd be perfect for you. He picks up the phone, and calls her, and he's like, hey, I got my boy here. And I mean, it was awkward at the time because I really wasn't ready, to be able to talk to her at that point. But he's like, I guess the point that I wanted to make is that he talked to her. She's interesting, beautiful young lady. I'm a cool dude. Tried to hook us up, and things like that. And
Notice his screen went off when he said he was a cool dude. That's the Lord
No,
telling you stop lying. That's what.
yeah, but board's like, restrictions here. But yeah, I mean so it was now you always wonder, I always worry about if he does introduce me to her and it doesn't go, because I can be picky. It doesn't go the way I want it to go, or he wants it to go, Yeah.
You're not picky,
Yeah.
Robert.
Yeah. Just a little
You're
bit.
easy like a Sunday morning. Boy, don't lie. Don't be lying. Stop it.
Yeah. I need
I
Lionel.
give you a hard time, but I get
Yeah.
that all the time. And I'm
Yeah.
like, you don't remember when I dated the woman that had one eye?
No, nobody does. You don't even remember it. Y'all both are picky as hell. That's your problem. That's both your problems.
Right.
One of them.
Yeah.
I really don't think I am. I think I'm particular.
You're particular. Robert's picky. You're particular. Yes. you
I'm
are.
I'm picky.
Yeah.
If the nose is off or something's off, I'm.
You mean like Michael Jackson's nose? What you mean?
See, that's why I only wingman for Randy now, because y'all too damn picky. It's too much work for y'all.
I know I've dated ladies that I know men that they wouldn't date.
Mm-hmm.
And not because they weren't good ladies or whatever, but because maybe they come with this or come with that.
Yeah.
And me, my interest in you trumps that.
But
what
what happens if the guy confides in you to a woman and you know he has no chance? How do you handle that? See, and that's happened too. That's happened too.
Maybe he knew she didn't like shorter guys and was like, yeah.
Well, see, the coaching in me, Glenn, is going to come out. I would probably try to coach him, on ways that he could.
You can't coach
height.
That? You can't coach height.
You can't. Hey, Prince was short. What did he do?
Prince was rich.
Prince was extremely talented and rich. Yes, that helped.
Exactly. But yeah.
And Prince had enough money to stand on and be 6'4". That's the difference. See, women count. Women count that. That actually counts.
Yeah.
He'd probably be tall as hell.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
That's not gonna happen with me. I might add a half.
But there are some that you don't want to see him get his feelings hurt. So like you'd be like, okay, dude, I don't know about her.
What? So you're gonna say, you know what, dog? She's kind of out of your league.
No, but I would tell him, I'm like, look, okay, there's a higher standard that she's looking for. Like she's looking for a husband. She wants a child by like month 12. Are you ready for this? Are you ready to take this on?
Think about that.
Check this out, because I said that other scenario, but I didn't address this. There was one time I was interested in a lady, and a good buddy of mine who's now divorced, and I'm good friends with both of him and his ex-wife. So I was interested in the lady, and his ex-wife knew the lady. And so I reached out to the ex-wife, said, hey, seen this lady, social media, curious, woo. And she was very, very vague and ambiguous, And I'm like, I'm waiting for the hookup because this is somebody I consider like a little sister to me.
Yeah.
I know you want me to have a wife. So what's the hold up, And she never pulled the trigger. And then I circled back to him and I said, hey, man, this seems strange to me that, I could share this with her. And she was like, that's nice that you, that you're in. Right? And then when I told him who it was, dude, he said, oh, I know why. I said, why? He said, she's divorced, and the reason she got a divorce was for cheating on her husband.
Wow.
So your little sister
trying to save you,
looking out for you,
was not getting ready to hand you over to somebody that she knew was a cheater.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And there are women that are cheaters.
What? Do you know I've been getting cheated on since I was 17 years old? You ain't got to tell me that.
That's shown that women cheat more than us, and it's not that they cheat harder than us.
Well,
men
that
don't get attached to them, so they don't have to worry about them getting in their feelings and telling. Women attached to their feelings and tell. So they cheat more, but the guys ain't gonna tell on them because all they looking at them as is a piece of
Yeah.
ass.
Yeah.
So they're like, you got no reason. I don't care.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah. I do think there's some validity to that,
Mm.
but I also think that women
Not
cheat
gonna
better.
have sex with the neighbor.
I think they cheat better than us as well. They know the secrets. They know how to do it. All of that sort of stuff. They've listened.
Yeah.
And they know how to be honest without being transparent.
Yeah.
That was good. That was a good circle back. That was a good callback,
I
Glenn.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause I've been cheated in some ways that would impress you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But
Hey,
Sean,
man,
you're
we at the
difficult,
end.
Sean. You know how many women I know that liked you, and me and Keisha both had to just kind of talk them off the ledge because we knew it wasn't gonna happen for them.
Yeah, but y'all be picking women that got, you know,
We
3
didn't pick
sets of
them. They
eyebrows.
come to
You
us.
know, like,
We didn't pick them. They come to us, and then nobody with one eye has come to us talking about, I want to get with Sean. I want to stop him up with a biscuit. Nobody has come to us with that. Okay, these are beautiful, intelligent women.
we may need to revisit.
The
You
three
know,
eyes.
You just
There's
funny
something
acting.
about
That's
the
your
three
shoe.
eyes, man.
Your shoe. You're funny acting.
That could be a good thing.
I'm funny.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out to Kevin Chambers, my man Kevin. He used to say the most the most heinous crime in the black community, acting funny. You say I'm funny acting. I don't think I'm funny acting. I'm
I've
particular.
had women that were
Nobody
interested in
wants the
both
guy
you
who's
and
gonna
Rob.
tell the truth all the
You know,
time. They
Randy,
think
they
they
just
do.
lust after Randy.
You
Everybody
have
lust
brought
after
women
Randy on
that
the
are
show. It's the
the
eyebrow.
exact opposite.
And I'm gonna be
Yeah.
real the whole time.
They
Yeah.
think
It's
they do.
exhausting, Randy. It really is. It's
Yeah.
exhausting to have somebody that's gonna be real with you all the time. But Glenn, you and Keisha bring women to me that y'all would know I'm not. I wouldn't be interested in. Like come on.
Now that'd be Keisha that
She
does that.
She
It's
80
not
years
me.
old.
It's not
She
me.
80 years old with a criminal record.
With criminal
And you like, yeah, but she think you really
she
like
had that stuff expunged. You see, you just unfair. Her record was
I
expunged.
think you are
Stop
way
hanging
too
out with
picky.
the
That you can't give her
See,
for the homicide. That's on her record.
I'm just an equal opportunity lover.
Randy, I don't know who you think you are that you can't date a murderer.
See, that's your problem. You're funny acting and you think you're too good for people. That too. That's your problem.
Hey man,
They changed their way of life. They only
Hey,
killed a
man,
couple
listen.
people.
Then she coming down to my job, got to meet with me once a month.
I know.
It's all awkward.
But at least you get to see her and you know where she's gonna be. That
Right.
ankle bracelet with
That ankle
bracelet and
bracelet,
everything.
that
You
monitor.
ain't never gotta worry about her being out past 10 o'clock.
All I gotta do is email home
Yeah.
sometime and tell her where
Exactly.
she is.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Put that GPS on. You know where
Trying to
she
keep
is.
you from being cheated on. You don't appreciate
I
us.
don't believe you what she said she was.
Yeah, exactly. You don't appreciate
Can you
us.
ping her for me? Can you ping her for me? Hey man, I hope Randy gets back okay. Hey man, I love y'all, man. It's been
too.
amazing, man, to get back in this space with y'all. And y'all are as ignorant and as silly as y'all were the last time that we did this.
Nothing's changed.
So each one of you, man, nothing you can do about it, man. I rock with you till the wheels fall off. And I'm looking forward to us getting back on the bicycle, man, and sharing some of our perspectives and experiences. And thank you guys, man, for how transparent you typically are. That's one of the things that I think is valuable about this show. You know, they usually say if a woman wants to know how a man feels, she'll tell him. But everybody that comes on this show, man, is a man that's not afraid to share their real story, whether it paints them in a good light or a bad light. And I think that's one of the things that makes this whole thing special and unique. And I'm glad to be a part of it with you guys. And so, man, till we do it again, on the flip side, it's been live from the cave for sure.